I was like, this is a good spot to do my video, but I have my whole vision board up here. I'm like, no, let me turn this over. So hold on, let me turn this over. There you go. Alright. Fuck it. Okay. So y'all saw the what is it called? The thumbnail. And I was trying to just rest and relax, and like the first movie that popped up on Netflix was Ends With Us. And I didn't know what it was gonna be about exactly. But I heard something about Blake Lively going to court about something. So I was like, yo, this is probably the vibe I need to watch right now, especially because when I'm like resting and stuff, I like to watch just movies that I can like feel something, whether it be laughing or just releasing. Like I love good crime movies like Lifetime. You feel me? So, but I haven't watched movies for a while. So anyway, I would put on It Ends With Us, and I was like, oh my god, I was crying. Like, this is so like deep. And so I just want to make a little review because it's like in alignment with, you know, the experience I had, the experience that a lot of people have had, and it ends with us. Like that's just what it is. Like, and so with the whole seasonal time we're living in, and it was just like right in alignment with like just the title. It ends with us. Like it ends with us. And so if this is your first time here, let me just reintroduce myself. My name is Jess. I go by Jess Ease, because I like to help people tap into like and rediscover like a lifestyle of ease, you know? Like people always ask me, you know, I had many roommates throughout this journey, and they just be like, dang, like how are you able to keep everything organized, and how are you able to 6 kids, my gosh, or 5 children at the time, my goodness, how are you supposed to? And it always came with this like, I'll explain it, and it's always like an easy way of doing it, but it's always a mindset shift. It's just the mindset shift was the hardest part, and then it was like everything else was just became easy. So so that's what this is all about, to give y'all like to align with nature, tap into your birthright, and I just give practical solutions infused with spiritual insights, and just helping you just be empowered and to just tap in to ease and flow. So when it comes with it ends with us, like, is it easy? You feel me? It's like, yo, so let me just get into it. If y'all haven't seen it, then this is gonna be a spoiler alert. Like, don't watch this video. But if you've seen it, then you already know like that one thing that everybody just want to understand, and that's what happened with Blake Lively. What was her name in the movie? I just know her name. Like, ever since I seen her Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, like I was like, yo, this girl is good. She's a great actress. So anyway, though, so what she said at the end, I don't know her name in the movie. Oh, Lily. How do I forget Lily? Are you kidding me? That's like all of the mothers in that's why I named my daughter's last name with an L, because all the, you know, people might be like, oh, I know what that means. She's this. She's under this. Like, no, that's not why. Actually, I put L as the last name because all the women in my life, they all my mothers, my grandmothers, my mother, my great grandmother, they all have L. Their name starts with an L, and then I'm just like, L. That's like God creator. Like, another word that people will use to associate with God. And so I was like, who said I got to name my child after some man? Like, I mean, no problem. That's cool. But my children have names that are like with their dad, but I'm just saying as far as the last name. Like, does the last name have to be? Like, let's give some honor to these ladies, L. And then my dad's name is Ellis. So I was like, yo, let me choose. Like, why not? So anyway, Lily. I have two grandmothers whose name has Lily. So and Lillian. So it's crazy. So anyway, Lily is her name in the movie. And she asked her mother at the end of the movie, she's like, why did you stay? And she was like, it would have been harder to leave. I'm like, yeah, the story of my life. So anyway, I love movies because, I just love like when like the psychological part of movies, like, when someone creates a movie, they're going real deep. They're going deep into, like, they study like the psychology. And so when you see it in the movie and you have a spirit and you have an understanding of, like, mental health, it's like, yo, that's so deep. How she during the movie, there's like, you don't even know that she's in domestic violence or domestic abusive relationship until like that, like literally to the end, because it's like she's just blocking it out. She's blocking it out. She just keeps, like, your memory, like what it does to your mind to go through that trauma. Yay! And so yeah, so so that was happening, and then for her to be in so much fear growing up, to see that with her father and her mother, and it just seemed like everybody was silenced, just full of fear, and then silence. Like, they know, like, what it does to your brain psychologically when you're going through trauma, what your brain does to protect you when you're scared and things like that. Memories will be blocked off and things like that. And so to think about, how she never said nothing growing up, and then how her mother just took it, and then how when she ends up in that relationship like that, and how she was like, no, I'm not gonna do this. How at the end she finally asked her mother, and she was like, wait, why did you stay? Like, just to get, it's like so late too, like she's super, like, think about that, like, your mother never had a conversation with you about it, or telling you what to do and how to, even your mother and father, they're going through whatever they're going through, the different traumas, the father and her father, as well as her partner. Like, when she met her partner, he was like going off, like, on he threw a chair, like he was throwing a chair, and he was on the rooftop, and she was sitting there just mourning about her father. That's why she was there. And then he's up there because he's stressing out or whatever, and he thought nobody was up there, so he's throwing a chair. So and then what he said, I don't know if y'all caught that though. Like, I didn't catch it to the end, because the end, they talk about how his brother died when he was young. And it was because he was playing with a gun and shot his brother, and he was only 6 years old. So when he first meets her though, he was like, she was like, oh, so what happened? And he's like, well, he's a neurosurgeon. And so he said that he failed on a surgery of a little boy. He was 6 years old. But he lied there, because he's talking about what happened to him for real. But so he said that, and he's like, so what do you think it's gonna do to that little boy, or something like that? And he said it's probably gonna ruin him for the rest of his life. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so at the end, I watched it twice. So when I realized that they put that part, that he, from the beginning, like, that's what he was dealing with, like the trauma that you go through as a child. So the girl, it kept going back flashes to her childhood, and then it has didn't have no backflashes of his childhood. It was just that at the end of the movie, I love movies like this. I just love movies like this. So at the end of the movie, he was like, she was like, his sister, and that too. That's another point I want to bring up. His sister was like, said what happened to him, how he was playing with his brother, and he shot his brother, and he was only 6 years old. He was 6 years old when he shot his brother. He didn't know there was any. He didn't even know it was the gun, whatever. So he saw that as a young child, and like what it does to his mind psychologically. It's like, where are the resources in place to like, that's what, if y'all saw of what I'm trying to create, it's like a place where people can heal when they go through trauma, because we see the government is profiting off of the pain of the people, and that's another thing. Okay, so all right, so y'all that's what kind of about the part of that movie that I was talking about. It's like it would be harder to leave. So let me get back to that before I go like left, but and like, look at, I mean, I don't gotta really share, but look what happened in my life when I was like, you know what? I would say it took like over a decade to like leave, like real talk. I tried to leave when I was 18. I come from abuse myself, so and he does as well. So it's like I tried to leave when I was 18, and for whatever traumas and all that, got sucked into staying. That not to blame anybody else. It's just the issue is there's nothing in place to deal with the trauma of families, what they go through. There's nothing, but there's a system in place that is very broken, that is profiting off of the trauma, which is like super disgusting. And me as a passionate mother, passionate human, I want to see humans healed. I want the best for myself, for my children. I want the best for everybody else, like real talk. And I know that there's nothing in place. That's why I created the Born Free movement. Like, I can get angry, I can get mad about what's happening, but it's like, what are we about to do about it? Like, are we really about to just let people be in pain and these cycles continue and continue? And not put anything in place? And are we gonna and then go through it and be like, oh my, y'all really made it fucking worse? So when Ma was like in the movie, like, she's like, it would have been hard to leave. Like, what does she mean by that? We know a lot when people, it's the same pattern of behavior. I keep reiterating that, of abusive, psychopathic, lack of empathy person, because when they're when you're a child, you're going through that, and that's what she said. Like, he said at the beginning. First of all, he says about what happened with his trauma. She saw how he deals when he's under pressure, and then he even said, like, she was like he even said what his intention was from the beginning. He was like, I want to sleep with you. You feel me? It's like, you ain't no empathy. This girl is over here crying on the roof and just told you about her father mourning, and you're thinking about, like, you ain't thinking about holding space, carrying that burden with sis real quick. Like, it was like, I just want to fuck. You feel me? So the value, the women too, like to take the time, like, see, okay, and that's another thing. During this time, because this is the second time I went in this cycle, right? I'll say this is the third time I went in this cycle. So as like a child cycle, then a partner as a young girl, a cycle of abuse, then my ex-husband, cycle of abuse, then the last baby daddy, cycle of abuse. It's like, what the? But I was like, but you feel me? I'm Capricorn. It's like, I ain't about to sit down on the bench. We about to play the game and figure out what's going to work, because I can't do what the people before me did, because the people before me did is what Ma did in the movie, which was, I'm just going to deal with it. I'm going to tolerate the abuse, and I'm going to not say nothing to protect my children. I'm not gonna. And so I was like, I don't know what to do, but I gotta do something. So I tried my best to figure out how to get rid of the fear. I tried my best to figure out to not be silent, and go and ran off to the court. Like, what? I should never did that shit. So that's another thing. I'm all about the law now that I learned about it. So lawfulliving.com, get all the details there. But right here, let's talk about that. Who needs a license? Who told you? Who told us? So the conditioning of the mind. Who told us we need a license to be married? A license to be a parent? I'm not a foster parent, and that's the whole fight. That's what's been the fight, is letting them know, like, yo, I read your rules. I made a mistake, a little boo boo here. I just read that, and y'all should have known that. Y'all went to school and everything, but I just read that and realized, oh, nah, like, oh, I see here. There's that I must be a public servant. I must work for the administration for you to tell me what I can and cannot do with the product of my womb. So I need to, like, so let me let y'all know and inform y'all, because I went to y'all, but I hope y'all didn't do shit and y'all thought I was gonna sit back, relax, and just kick it like Ma did. No, Ma from the movie. Nah, like, I gotta figure out a remedy and a solution to protect me and my family, like, continually, because y'all obviously didn't do the fucking job. And so I was just over, and then the trauma that brings, overgrown with stress. I was like, fuck that shit, I'm leaving this motherfucking country. Still not being able to heal and, well, focus on healing. It was always focused on survival. So that's what I mean. Ma probably said in the movie, it would be easier if it's easier to stay. Why? So she can be focused. There's nothing in place for her to just chill and relax and just talk to a psychologist and figure out what happened and why she allowed somebody to hurt her so much, or whatever the case may be, and get the self-worth, the self-value, align with nature, align with the Most High Creator, the one who loves women and children, the one who does not steal, kill, or destroy, the one who wants the best for humanity. I'm bringing that up. I'm saying that all to say, because people be like, wait, what God do you serve? What God do you... The God of your understanding, that God that created life and wants to see women and children happy and in peace, and humanity in peace, and nobody stealing and killing and destroying and hurting one another. That God. You know what I mean? Like, different ages and stages, we might call it something, but that one that's gave you breath, that's inside of you, that wants the best for you and wants you to do the best in your life. You feel me? That one. We're not gonna get caught up with what do you call him? What's the name? And what is it? Her? Is it him? Is it she? Is it them? Is it in Chinese? Is it in English? Is it in Spanish? Is it in, like, do you understand? There has been a whole government that colonized a bunch of places and took and erased history and rewrote it and put it all up in schools and books. Like, took a bunch of stuff and put it in one thing and has done exactly, played God inside of marriages, played God inside of families, that we have to unlearn right now. Like, that's what we're doing here. Like she said, it'd be harder to leave. Why would it be harder to leave? Why can't you just be like, yo, what's the matter? You want me to turn this up? Hold up. Hold that thought, y'all. Wherever I go, baby goes. That's how we lived. Where we went, our babies went. The mother fed the baby and taught the babies. The mother did not give, in nowhere in nature did mothers have children, if you see it in anywhere in the creation, any other type of being, that it gave it to, you don't even see it. Think about the animal living in your house that you domesticated. They don't even, they have to, because you there, but that's exactly how we was. They had to, because in a way, but like, y'all just took the babies and sold them, the newborn puppies and shit. Like, but naturally they took care of their babies and they fed their babies and they taught their babies how to hunt, how to do things, how to eat, how to whatever, with, you know what I'm saying? Like, nature did that. They never was like, let me give my babies over to a system, or the system that has kind of fucked up, like, a lot. Like, I don't even want to go into details, but you feel me? So when she said, oh, it would be harder to leave, get your things, time to leave, right? Like, yo, this ain't gonna work out. I gotta do what I gotta do. Like, and that's kind of what she did. She in the movie. That's what it's like. Oh, that's what movies do. Like, and they live happily ever after, right? She said it, but they didn't show if like what would have happened if they were. She went to court with the psychopathic neurosurgeon with the money who might have hired someone from the deep state, an attorney who was kind of psychopathic too, because they're not thinking about empathy, not thinking about the family. She's like, can I get a witness up in here? She's like, yeah, that's why Ma was like, yo, what you talking about? I'm about to put somebody on a piece of paper and tell them so they can stop me from doing what's in the best interest of the babies that I chose to not kill. You feel me? Like, I just chose that. And I will say another thing about this. I chose to have the children, and then sis brought to my realization with my baby. And you chose to have the baby, so why would you even try to enforce a dude to pay for the children that you chose to keep? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is my decision. Why am I gonna be beating on someone's door like, hey, this is your baby too, you need to feed it? Like, if he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it. If he's not, like, don't stress about it. Like, you chose to, you feel me? I don't see nobody in nature doing that either. So with that being said, what would you like? I think she's like tired. I'm talking too much. I'm talking louder than the television. Hi. You pulling my hair. Let me set her up. Oh, now you see the screen. Oh, everybody looking at you? Looking at my boo? All right, let me turn this up so you can hear. Oh, you lost your banana. Here you go. Banana time. All right, y'all. So, I wonder if this is like sideways, because the way that this is looking, it looks like it. But anyway, I'm just going to talk. So, with that being said, I was talking about Ma, talking about it would have been harder to leave. So, I'll just say it's the same pattern of behavior. The control of the money, I guess, like, because they're profiting off of our pain. The government is profiting off the pain of the people. Problem, reaction, solution. They're playing God. They conditioned everybody to think they need a license to be married, or people's greed and love of money felt like, well, they didn't even realize they're not even part of the administration. They thought they would just be getting some more extra money from the government or something. So they were like, let me get in this licensing. So then that fucked them up. Because now they're telling you what you can and cannot do, if you can and cannot leave somebody, and when you can, and people's life has stopped. They stopped. Lily Bloom in the movie, that's the difference too. So she, like I said at the beginning, like I just said a minute ago, at the end of the movie, it was like, I want a divorce. Okay, they weren't even together the entire time. So, like, obviously they've been separated. Like, what is a piece of, like, but it was like, it's only official if the government says it. But even when we read in the scriptures, and certain scriptures will say, give your wife a bill of divorcement. It didn't say, then come over here, then we'll talk about it, see if it's okay, what you should do with the kids and how you should do with this money, honey, because, you know what I mean, as long as y'all keep coming over here, coming to this courthouse and obeying this government in this way, I'm saying, even though that it's violating your constitutional rights and this doesn't even apply to you, we just gonna keep conditioning you to think that that's what you need to do, because then that's how they're getting paid. They're not caring. That's why I say psychopathic. It's like they're not caring. They don't have the empathy to think about the best interest of the mother, father, and the children, what they're all going through, you know. And so they're just profiting off the pain. And then same thing goes. Ma was like, you know, it'd been harder to leave. Like, look what I went through. Like, I was trying to leave. Ain't none of, like, I just wanted to bounce. And I've been trying to bounce, like I said, 18 years old. And then at age, I had one child at 18. And then when I had the second child, I wanted to leave. And this is everybody, and I've shared my story so many times, like with just like face to face with people or one-on-one. And they're saying like, that's what happened to me. It's like, and so that's another thing, aligning with nature, aligning with the Most High, the Creator, because that's the Creator telling you, that's the Most High in you, that's the God in you saying, this is not right, like, don't. And then you're like, then you don't even, because you come from abuse or whatever, or you just don't trust that gut, your womb, that spirit in you. You're not recognizing the voice, or recognizing or practicing moving off of that voice. You're like, oh, it tells you something, and then you're like for me, my instance, when I have a community, not to community, I'm gonna bring up that point about the movie Community. When I was in church at the time, I had two children now, newborn, and I'm like, yo, this is not it. I don't think this is it. I don't even think, even in God's eyes, this is really a marriage, because I was like coerced into this thing. Like I'm just saying, at a very young, vulnerable age, you know, the whole family was like, yo, he's a foreigner. Like, yo, you need money for your kids and stuff. Like, let me tell you, if you marry him at this, like, you can marry him, you're already pregnant, like, whatever. Like, marry him and then he'll be able to stay in this country. Don't you want the dad of your baby here? And all of that at 16. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, right? You know, and then my mom was like, hell no. Then once I was 18, well, even when I was 16, from 16 all the way to 18, I was like meeting up with their attorney all the time, the whole time, from 16 to 18, like meeting up with attorneys and shit. Like, I'm just not lollygag and naive and shit, like whatever. And I remember being pregnant and all that, going to these these meetings and stuff. And then at 18, that was the thing. It was like, you're gonna do it, right? And so who knows, like at a young age, all these people and all this pressure as well, the community. So the community, where are the moms? Where's your dad? Where's your aunts? Where's your uncles? Everybody to see what's going on and to be there and try their best to like help you, direct you. And then on top of that, when they notice that something is abusive, putting up real boundaries. Like her sister in the movie was like, if you take him back, I will never speak to you. Like, that is great advice, right? like I only had one person in my life, like, who was like, it was like, I just felt it. It was like a cutoff. I didn't, you know, and then I dreamt it. And then I was like, and then when I finally contacted that person, because I was really worried about them, I was like, yo, what happened? Like, where are you? Like, because I was like, you know, I know that person has traveled alone and they've been alone for a while. And there was another incident where it was just like, you know, she told me something that happened. So I was like really worried. I was like, okay, I haven't not heard from her. So I just hope that she's okay. Oh my God, you know? So then she finally got back to me and was like, you know what? I was very disappointed because, and I was like, yo, that was my dream. She was like, yeah. That's exactly what I before she even finished telling, well, because it was a voice message, I stopped it and was like, yo, I dreamt this last week. Like what she started to say. And then she was like, then I started saying, you know, and then I listened, I'm like, yo, yeah, that, you know what I mean? That's like real love. That's, you know, but that's the thing. These people, toxic people, and I'm pointing to government, or even if that's you, if you're toxic, it's like they want to silence you. And so to align with the Creator again, like the only thing that can silence you is fear, I feel like. So they'll inflict fear and try to tell you things that are not, you know, that is not even reality. You have to, because you don't trust the gut in you, you don't trust the Most High in you, the Spirit in you, you're like, that you get fearful. They control your mind. It's mind control, and then you're easily controlled by them. But really, We have to really understand this. When you go through this, and that's what happened to me. I was scared. For me, like I just told you about the nature, like my ex-husband told me things, and because of my experience and because what's in my bloodline, because of the other traumas, I believed him. He would be like, I'm gonna tell them you are some radical this, radical that. I'm like, I'm not even radical. I'm just like practical. Like that makes no sense. If the public school system did not prepare me well, why would I put my children in that? And I will share some other things about the public school system with the government. Like when I was in like abusive relationship as a young teen, like just like, and they had thoughts of me they had thoughts of me or they had reason to believe, because they came to me and told me this when I was like in 7th grade. Like, we have a reason to believe not well, I think it was like, I was at 7th grade. It was not that I was doing this in 7th grade, but they were just like, you have a boyfriend, so we want to talk to you, or something like that, right? They were, I remember it was like 3 women, and they were like, these women are from the high school. They were midwives, and they were like, long story short, these women, they made it clear to me, like, we just want to inform you that, you're not the only one, but there's other girls we're talking to let them know that about birth control, about abortions, don't worry, honey, it is illegal for us to tell your parents. So if anything, you let us know. What is they trying to do, right? Because it was just like, don't worry, we can get in trouble for telling your parents, so we will not tell your parents. But that is what they should have did. They should have been like, they should have been like, we heard or we think that she has a boyfriend, and because she's this age, she could be sexually active, and we talking family planning here. You feel me? It's like, so we need to call mama and daddy so they know what's going on. They didn't do that. So that's where it fucking starts. You feel me? Like it's all about money. Because what you think, young me, like, and we already know why I have my babies at home, right? You feel me? Like the 4th one, I'm like, these niggas trying to kill me, like trying to pull the placenta out of me and freaking hemorrhaging and shit. Like my body will do what it do. Like, why are you rushing this thing? But you know what I'm saying? But we already know. Come on, it's the time of truth. Like, look online. We already know how much money they get from the placenta, how much money you get from just a lot of things. So they was trying to get me, I don't know, just to, like, you know what I mean? Like they have the prison pipeline. They probably got the, like the public school to prison pipeline. They got the public school to Planned Parenthood pipeline. Yo, real talk. So anyway, so that was another reason. I'm like, what? I'm trying to live my life like Christ, at that time. That's what I said. Like I told you about the journeys we were on. Oh, she's like, girl, you talking too loud. She be. I don't know why this won't turn up louder. So, I'm like, oh, you dropped your toy? Okay. So, you think I'm about to send my children over to the public school to prison pipeline and the public school to Planned Parenthood pipeline? Nah, I know they won't tell me things. I know they wouldn't, keep my children safe in the best interest. Like it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's all about money. The love of money is the root to all dysfunction. So the same thing goes. My ex-husband would be like, I'm gonna tell them you are, and I'm not. It wasn't like anti-government. I was just like anti, not the best interest of my children type shit. Like that was it. Like I just want the best interest. Like I don't think that would be in the best interest. Maybe like if there was a school set up, that was not like that. That's what I'm saying. You feel me? Like, so anyways, they did just fine, right? So, but he was like saying that, and it was around COVID. So he's like, I'm gonna let them know that you won't get vaccinated. Like he agreed to all of this stuff. Agreed to the homeschool. Agreed to how we eat. Agreed to everything. Like he just like was like the way I lived was like. Let me, like, that's how I feel like, it was like, let her do her thing with the kids so I can do my thing. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, she won't know the other things that are super deep that some of y'all know and y'all heard in my other story. Like I said, it ends with us. So I'm not this we're going into the new year talking about something else. Like we just not talking, but y'all saw the other stuff. It's deep. So so I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm fearful, so I gotta be silenced. And then the attorneys there, I told them everything, I showed them everything, I told the police everything, and then they're like, I know what's right, but they're just like, I think it just was like a lot, and they just was, I don't know what the fuck. Honestly, I think it was just like, from me going to court like this whole time, it's like we just want this money, like we don't want this to be over. And that's how it's been with all of my things. Like everybody I know, they're like, we've been in divorce court for 4 years. When I bring up what happened to me, they're like, trial end, like everything. It's like, nah, let's talk about this shit. But nah, during the trial and all that, the trauma of them just gaslighting and saying, you know what, it's gonna be nitpicky. They're gonna think you're nitpicky. They're gonna think you're this. They're gonna think that. We want that. They're gonna probably take the kids from you if you bring up this. If you don't talk, don't talk, and don't talk, don't talk. All of that shit. Like, and so I represented myself, but they wouldn't even listen to me in the courtrooms. And then they got a guardian ad litem for my children, and the guardian ad litem is like my children told them everything, and she still just didn't give a fuck. And then I was like, yo, I'm fucking out of this country. Like, y'all are fucking crazy. And y'all are trying to make me crazy. And so, but I didn't get to heal from all that. So that's what just brings me back to what she said, is that it'd be harder to leave. Like, look what I had to endure to end it, so it could end with us, right? So we can break this curse. And the things yeah. But I guess yeah, I think I made my point. So that was with that, we have to trust in that we can't be silenced. We have to, like, for it to end with us, for anything to end with us, some cycles, we can't be fearful. The Creator did not give us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So what do you think that takes? That takes you to be in a position where you can stay in a sound mind, but not if the government has you in a survival cycle. So think about that mother who was a stay-at-home mother. That was probably her, and I know that was me. It's a survival, and I'm eating organic, non-GMO, Dr. Sebi's nutritional guide, Whole Foods every week, $400 a week. And now I'm a single stay-at-home mom. So what does that look like? Like, and if somebody knows your schedule, knows what you do when you go food shopping, all that. And then for me, I didn't enforce child support. I'm not that. I knew that is. I just have integrity. It's just like, I'm not about to, like, why would, if he's gonna pay, he's gonna pay. And why would I tell y'all to help make him do it? Like, he'll just do it if he want to do it. And I don't like how, I know y'all, I learned about how that system was created to destroy people. You understand? Like, destroy families and make it hard for them to, it's so, I'm like, I don't like that. Like, even if I didn't like what that person did, I'm not a spiteful person. And I guess that's a thing too, potential policing. So her making the excuse in the movie, like, well, her mother, just say something at his funeral, just 5 things, and then her just like, no, that didn't happen. So like I said, at the beginning of the movie, you don't see her talking about, you don't know that that's happening, because she's like getting a mental block right away, probably because, like, once he does it, it's like, no, and then you're just thinking about that person that I don't even know what she, but your mind really does just, like, probably just, the memory block stops because to protect you, because of the trauma and the fear and something that you picked up over years. And then the potential policing, you're like, I know that person's trauma, I know what they went through, I know they're trying, they have potential to be a better person if they would just go to therapy, if they would just get some help, if they would just do the shadow work, face themselves, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Because that, especially that if the person like really express their secrets to you and things like that, which everybody, I mean, I know Capricorns are known for this. Now that I'm learning more about astrology and aligning with nature, I'm like, dang, now I get why I like know everybody's secrets. People just feel safe to share, you know. And I just learned a lot, and it's just like, for me, I'm very empathetic. I'm an empath, so I'm just like, oh my gosh, I understand why they would have, you know, or I understand this and that, and like, I know prison ain't gonna help people, but like, get them therapy, yo. And so, anyways, not understanding psychopaths and just believing that everybody is like you, who wants the best for others. You're like, and maybe has pure intentions, you know, you're continuing being manipulated and lied to and gaslighted and brainwashed. And so that is what the government does the same way. Domestic, they say domestic terrorism, it's like domestic abuse, like, is one and the same with a partner, with governments who put greed and money over humanity. It's the same. So and so that's the thing we got to remember. There's nothing to fear. So don't be silent, because you have power, and continue to do what you need to do to stay in that sound mind. That is the struggle. Like I said, being a stay-at-home mom or whatever the case may be, and hearing from people around you, nobody wants somebody who got a bunch of kids living with them or this and that. That's all they can say. But there's not like, hey, hold up, what you went through was, let's figure, like, you don't even know what you need, really, you know, not until you like go through it all and stuff, and you don't want this to happen to nobody else. It's like, what you need is, like I said at the beginning, like holistic healing resources and people and professionals to really help you and your family be healthy, so that this cycle doesn't continue, and cause more problems on fucking earth. You know what I'm saying? We want a peaceful world, and it starts with the children, or for our children, but it's just gonna start with us. That's why it's like, it ends with us. It's like, you gotta go through it with your children in this day and age right now, and then hope, I trust, that the next generation is just gonna be new, and then even better, and then even better. And it's just utopia. But why is this like, okay, so and so, yeah, I think that was like pretty much it. We need change policies and self-sustainable solutions, like I mentioned before. We don't need a license to be married, like, and that's kind of the things I learned throughout my journey as well. Be straight up honest with you. When it happened here, and I went to the justice system and did not get any justice. I didn't even have to, because when I finally leave, what happens? Dad was like, because without a spirit, I didn't have a spirit of fear. I was just like, I'm in power, I got my sound mind, I'm fucking out of here. I left, and even Dad was like, a whole document, notarized, parental consent. I mean, he did that because I was like, I understand, and that's what I learned. This is what we learned this year. Your words are powerful. Words of your thoughts, words that come out of your mouth, the words you put on paper are powerful, and that's how you have to move forward. Whether that be with you journaling, or whether you need to let people know, these agents and government, you say it all you want, write that shit down, put the laws that and submit it, and they will listen. So there's nothing to fear. But everybody's like, you gotta get out of there. No, you don't gotta run. This literally, the Constitution and the rules are perfect. They're just being misapplied. They're just being misapplied. The statutes and codes are being applied to private people in their private capacity. I'm a private woman in my private capacity. I was not a foster parent with a license to parent, so there was no way I could have kidnapped anyone's children. They're mine because they came out of my and I was on my private time when I did that, and there was no state agencies in the room, witnesses to show, the way the law, you have to have the witnesses, you have to have, like, the laws are right here. Like, if you I'm just let y'all know. Go to lawfulliving.com. Go to lawfulliving.com and you will know. I don't need to go into details. I told you I ain't gonna go into those details, but it's all there in the Constitution. You feel me? You have your rights. They are protected. So we live in a time right now where it's time to enforce them. Just let them know. Like, I know my rights, and I just wanted to notify you with the letter here. You don't got to show up into their courtrooms and talk and say, like, you don't have to do that. That's not even that's not necessary. And don't do it. Don't go there in their little show pretending to be an agent. You don't need to be there unless you're getting paid. Everybody in that room is getting paid. If you're not getting paid, then that's called peonage. That's called peonage. That's called abusive process. That's called involuntary slavery. Like, you should be paid because you're not a member of the administration. So not being a member of the administration, then you don't need, they can't tell you to do you're a private woman in private capacity. They work for you. They're trying to treat you like you're one of them, and you're working for the public service, and then you took one of these children that are wards of the state, and you took them, and you were actually getting paid to keep them and things like that. Like, no, like, y'all ain't, what are you doing? Like, it ends with us. You feel me? So, in that too, moving forward, a lot of people want to keep bringing up the past and showing all the videos of look what they do to us, look what they do to the people. No, they don't. It ends with us. That's what I'm trying to say. This year, it ends with us. Like, it's done. Then our words are powerful. No, we're not. They're not gonna do this anymore. We have smartphones. We can, and we have paper, and we have email, and we have fax, and we have snail mail to inform them that it ends with us. Yo, like, I know that I can contact lawfulliving.com on a Tuesday for free. You're in the class. They tell you exactly what to do. I can go on the website, take the class, or just join the community for $10 a month on lawfulliving.com. Go over there, and everything I need to do to live and be free and walk in my birthright is right there. I can do it at my own pace. Or you can book a consultation with one of them. And, like, come on now. That's it. Like, literally, that's it. And you can live what you're supposed to. But it is to keep a sound mind and stop, like, trying to relive something that is not even happening anymore. Or, this is what they do. Like, when I got my baby taken, they were like, this is what they do. I was like, no, it ends with us. Like, before even the movie came out, or the movie I knew about the movie, I was like, no, it ends with us. This is not what they do. I'm getting my baby back. And you think I went and was like, they were like, oh, she's a mental health issue. Oh, she's this, she doesn't obey laws. I'm like, yeah, no, I do obey laws. You're not obeying the laws. It's right here. You're not obeying the laws. I obey the laws. You're not. I'm telling you, you're not. Now give you my baby. And so a lot of other women, they were like, well, they told me I had to they try to distract you. That's what they do in court. They distract you from the truth. The truth is, you shouldn't have my baby. It's my baby. Give it back. But they're like, no, but you kidnapped the baby. Or, no, but you have a mental health issue. No, but I heard that you got in a fight, domestic violence, and so you're being sued by the United States or by the state or the Commonwealth, so you got to answer for that. It's like, no, whoa, erase all of that. Erase everything that ever happened. Those are my babies. I'm a private woman in my private capacity. On my private time, I gave birth to them, and when I did whatever you said I did, I was still a private woman in my private capacity. I was not a foster mom with a license, and now you're over here regulating and licensing me as a parent. Like, get the fuck off my private property, get the fuck out of my private home, and leave me and my babies alone in our healthy home. These are great members of society. Like, what are y'all doing here? Like, you kidding me? Like, they're not wards of the state. Like, why are you messing up? Like, why are you wasting the people's money? That's what it is. Why are you wasting the people's money on going after me? There's bigger fish to fry. Like, what? Like, you're wasting money. So I'm saying, y'all want to waste money? reallocate that money. Reallocate that money so that Lily Blossom from the movie can take time to heal. So the family can go to family therapy and all of that stuff. Since y'all got some, you feel me? Like, y'all got so much money to be sending agents over here and doing this and doing that, going to court this day, that day, everybody, because everybody just trying to get paid. So forget the attorney, because the only way they're gonna get paid is if they keep bringing you to court. So of course they're gonna tell you they're gonna tell you this is the best interest. And y'all watch too much. They already conditioned everybody's mind watching all of the court shows. Why do you think they had all them shows? So condition your mind thinking that is the way to go. So anyway, and so really they're fearful, because then if you stand on the truth and you keep standing on it, they just pile up so much evidence against themselves, because they're like, you gotta go, and you're like, no I don't, I don't care what you do, my God is with me, my God is in me, my God ain't gonna let you do nothing to me. You know, you feel me? Like, because I'm doing what's right, I'm doing what's truthful, I'm doing what's just, I'm doing what's peaceful, I'm doing what's in love. So you're protected, you cover, you feel me? So anyways, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, you gonna do a little, there's gonna be a little, you know what I'm saying? When you trying to leave something, it's hard. Like she said, Ma said, she was like, it's been hard to leave. Yeah, it's hard, but you gotta, like, come on, you can do it. You're good. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So that's all I'm saying. She clapped and she like, yeah. So that's what she taught me. She was like, Aries is like, you ain't gonna let nobody. Yeah. So when I left to the other country, before I learned everything I knew here now, because that was the thing, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm in survival mode. I'm trying, they're denying me to go to a place, like live a place that's more cheaper. They're denying to keep me safe from my ex as well. And they're just like, how am I supposed to like move on with my life? Lily Bloom, however, in the movie, they don't shed a light on that. It looked like she was good. She had the community who was there. Then she was moving in purpose. So she's doing what she loves to do, what she was like created to do. She loves flowers. You can see she has a passion. So she has something why she could be where she was. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was in purpose. She wasn't in survival. So she had all that taken care of: food, shelter, water, whatever she can just. And then on top of that, when shit was happening, she was living with this dude. Another dude, like her, it was a best friend of hers or whatever, or the love of her life. But he was like, say less. Mad compassionate, mad empathetic, mad loving, whatever you need, however long you need to stay, you good. You feel me? So that's not what happened. It was like, where I was living, it was like, I'm tired of you being here type shit. So it was like, with all them kids, you don't want that feeling. You never want to be a burden. So you're trying to give your children the quality of life they deserve, but in around people who like want them around, you know what I'm saying? Which is myself. So I was like, where can I do that myself? Doing my research, boom, Tanzania, here I go. So went over there, mad cheap, and yeah, like the first place we lived at was supposed to be way cheaper, but they got me. But still, like, for the price, like compared to here, it was like $400. I believe it was like $400 a month. Mad big old nice house. They said I lived in a hut. So I'm saying evidence against them. Like, they're writing it, like, you just took hearsay stuff from somebody that happened in another country, which you have no jurisdiction over anyways. It's just not even like any viable, like, anything that would be able to be used in a courtroom. And you're just about to just be like, we gonna take this woman and her babies and just like make this money real quick. No, like, you picked the wrong one on the right day. because yeah, I was nah. Like I'm gonna find out the truth, and I'm gonna find out and hold you accountable. You feel me? So, um, I went over there, and then I lived in another place. I always, and then I lived in another place. Okay, no, so that house, yeah. After that house, then I went to Jordan. Nice big old house, so nice, but it was way cheaper than and we're still eating. We're still eating fruits and vegetables, organic, non-GMO, and that's just normal there. You don't have to have a label that says it's just already organic, non-GMO. So I'm doing that over there. When we're in Jordan, dad sends like a parental consent form, like, yo, I'm so sorry for everything. I know what you're trying to do is the best for the children. And I cried because I'm just like, oh my God, really? I thought you really thought I was, like you really put me through some shit, my nigga. Like, what? Why did you like fucking do all that when all I was trying to do was protect the children from you? Like, oh, I didn't even ask why. I just like it was like because I'm running in survival mode. You don't even get a chance to even. And I'm a Capricorn, so you don't going through survival, being a mother and being a Capricorn. It's like nobody got time to process all of that. It's time to get off the bench and do something about it. You feel me? So that was the mindset I've been in since I got back here. And so then think about that. Vulnerable, not dealing with the traumas, not knowing how to do the shadow work. Ain't no fucking guide for this stuff. Having all these children, still having to homeschool and all that stuff. And it was just like, I met somebody when I was in Tanzania. So I was in after that in Jordan. I'm like, okay, this is the support I got. This is how much money I got. Okay, this instead of nickel and diming me, making sure you can control every fucking thing I do, because that's too like during the time it was like, I know she's gonna keep, she's gonna be doing, she goes food shopping on this day, so I'm gonna just fuck with her, like fuck her over and over and over. And I was just like, oh my God, I don't even know. So, and that too, not being able to process, to realize and just trust in my intuition and be like, you know what, fuck it. But once I did that, it was like, yo, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna hide this parental consent form, and I'm going to tell the FBI something, and I'm gonna impersonate a foster parent and tell the FBI that I have reason to believe that, just because he found out I was with her dad. Hey, oh, you don't want to watch her. You don't want to watch her. I know who you want to watch. I know who you want to watch. There you go. So, anyways, that's not the moral of the story is okay. The moral of the story is so I seen, okay, this is how much I have in Jordan. I can probably like move to a little bit cheaper, then I have a little bit to just like invest, and then I can like make my own money, finally kind of maybe get on my feet a little bit independently, because I got a little bit of help right here with the kids. And so then I can still be a stay-at-home mom, have a little bit of money of my own coming in for if I do this work and that work. I never was just like, and I had roommates throughout all this time too. By the way, I always had a space. I'm all empathetic. I would see somebody in need and I'd be like, yo, you can stay here if you need. You know what I'm saying? Because I always had the best for my kids. So then so that too is another thing that was like, you gonna say all of it, you gonna take all of somebody's stuff. And I just told you, I got every single roommate I have. Guess what? They all are in the United States now. All of them. And I'm like, why don't you talk to them? Like, talk to them. Listen, like literally. And first of all, look at all my evidence. And then second of all, before I knew that they couldn't even apply these statutes to me, and these codes that were being misapplied to me. I was being me and my children being misidentified against the government record. So before I knew all that, I'm like, I had roommates? I have, like, they're all here in the United States? You can subpoena all of them. They could, like, what the fuck? So that was funny, too. Because he even said, I was, like, they were trying to make it like I was part of some, like terrorist group. I'm like, yo, I had roommates. And my whole life is online. And I didn't even join any any churches, anything. Like I stayed home. Honestly, those people, if anything, those people didn't like me because I question everything. I just do. You can't control me. You can't just control me without like, you feel me? Like I went through so much that it was like I'm gonna keep seeking. Like I had to like there was something in me that kept like telling me to ask certain questions about certain things, or gave me a, or even gave my children a, and then I'd be like, So anyway, but then back to this one, right? Heard. Okay, is that good? You like that one? And so anyway, fast forward, fast forward. I meet this person. Oh goddamn, same motherfucking problem. I'm pregnant, single mom, pregnant, whatever. Got bad, being like we weren't even together then, but it got bad. And then just happened once that like was like, well, we weren't together, so that was one thing. But then when, because I'm pregnant, I don't know how to, I don't really know how to navigate this whole thing. Super vulnerable, so let's put the blame on me, right? Super vulnerable. There are no resources in place to help me. I'm still living where I live. I still don't have the resources I need to be able to, I'm just still trying to survive. And so easily vulnerable. Things happen, and I'm like, the only way to like feel safe is if I leave this motherfucking country. So I was like, let me leave the country. And I was like, the way I know how to do that, I'm getting the government involved for fucking what? So they can fucking, someone can stop me from doing what the fuck is the best interest for my children? No. So that's what I mean about it'd be harder to leave. So it was easier for me to leave because it was like, I knew at least I don't need to get the government. I was married very young because of the whole, like I told you, I was very young, and then they were coercing me into marrying this man. And then I made my decision, and I did. And so then to get out of that shit, I finally that was just a fucking headache. You heard that. So then I'm like married to this dude over here. I'm not even with the person, and then when the baby came, so fucking why the fuck would I then get the government involved like together? Like no, nigga, like peace. So I'm not saying that it would never like would it doesn't even matter. I don't gotta fucking explain. The point is not in the best interest of the child or myself to be able to be in that country. I need support. So I came back home because that's what the importance is. To support my child and to heal. I said I wanted to heal and be free, which I'll do another separate video about this because our words are powerful, like I said. So on the new year, so-called, which was in the spring, my baby was born, had the placenta, and we just like was super intentional. And I said I want to heal and be free, and wrote everything. I wrote it all out. Did I know healing? What did you drop, huh? Did you drop this? Did you drop? Okay. So we gonna finish this live. We gonna rock the chair. We gonna do it in a rocking chair. Oh no, actually, this might be better. Let's do it this way. Because I have a little table right here. Where baby goes, I go. No. So, with that being said, breast milk time. Where was I? I wish I could see. I don't know. This is the first time I'm gonna be doing live in this type of way. So we'll see how it turns out. But with that being said, I left. Oh yeah, I needed support. That was important. Oh, heal and be free. So I wanted to heal and be free. Did I know heal and be free? This, and like I was so real about it like that. Like I definitely was super detailed, but like the gist of it all was to heal and be free. What? This is my Jesus year 33. And what happened? You want to know real freedom, girl? You want to know real freedom, girl? I'm busy. Well, the way you're gonna have real freedom is you gotta go. You got some unfinished business to take care of. So I learned. So I'm on lawfulliving.com. I'm gonna say it so many times. Lawfulliving.com. On Tuesdays is free classes. And there's the beginners class, and then there's intermediate, and then there's like a court session class, and then there's consultation. So I had, but I couldn't just go and take, and I'm still, couldn't just go and just go take the classes, just take my time. No, it was like they took my baby. I gotta learn this quickly, like, and it was, and I still, not that I learned it quickly, but it's like I had to dive into it, like as far as like I just gotta get off the bench even without knowing. Like I don't care. Like I just gotta jump. Like oh that song Oceans like you gotta jump in the water super deep over and in the process of doing that and feeling like you're drowning, then you're just seeking the most high. So then I was able to align with nature and get that healing from the most high. You understand? So it's at the same time heal and be free. Like what? Like isn't that amazing? So anyway, the most high brought me on this journey so I could heal. I've never been an adult without children, and then on top of that I got one baby down, 5 more to go. And yeah, and then in that to learn and so that's what it is. Do other moms get to, and so that's why I created what I created, like the born free movement, because I hate that this is happening to people and they don't even really know that they're being violated, and it's really inconveniencing their lives, and um that's gonna mess up our children's future. And I'm all about the babies and the children, the future. And so, and humanity, right? That's like the greater good, peace on earth, like the greater good of humanity, like the golden age. That's what I'm in. Like that's what I want for my children, and I'm passionate about that. So it's like going online and just and share my story, and then seeing other people go through things and ask questions and things, and being able to advocate. Or it was just like, what else can I do for myself, or my well, what I felt like I was getting, I was just, like, I had my mom, so I got a mom to be able to like take care, be like, you know what, say less. We're gonna deal with this, figure out how to deal with this legal stuff. So that's what I want to do to help others. And we're gonna figure out. So basically, you're not gonna have to worry about survival. Just focus on healing and getting free. That's it. Healing, focus on healing, getting free. And then I had the support system to do that, right? My mother. So I'm like, I want to be that for somebody. And that's why I created the humanities.com. But yeah, go to bornfree.com and then you'll learn about the humanities in there as well. But humanities.com, details there. So it was like, I didn't get a chance to do that the first time. And I believe that's, you know what I mean? If women could be able to do the things that I'm doing here right now, if they chose to, not ones that still want to play, like don't want better, but most of the time it's not that they don't want better. There's a psychological thing that's going on, and then they're not over here like Lily Bloom, who has their own business and living like Proverbs 31 woman. I'm not saying Lily Bloom lived like that, but I'm saying that is what most of us want. We want to live like Proverbs 31. She had multiple streams of income. She was making money while she sleeps. She had, based off of what? The root, agriculture and real estate. Or I don't want to use the word real estate. Agriculture and like property, land, And so that is what it's about. And so that's why I'm like, yo, that's what humanity needs. The government commodified all of that and did so many conditioning and terrorizing, colonizing and things of that nature, and like caused some bullshit. And now we're like, this generation's like, fuck that shit. Like, y'all need to make some motherfucking changes right fucking now. And like, I'm a mother. I'm fucking passionate. Like, that's it. I'm a mother. That's my children's future. Fuck government greed. It's time to put human needs over that. And that's how it is, actually. All free governments worldwide actually have constitutions and laws that are in place for human rights. And it's just that because nobody wants to fucking read, they condition everybody just to listen to whoever's on top, stand in front of you, don't ask no questions, just do what they say, and that's how you're gonna pass, how you're gonna get paid, that's how you're gonna live. Erase all that shit. No. Y'all about to do it. We tell you to do like you were supposed to do. You're public servants. And if y'all don't know that already, then that's why I go to bornfree.com. We're talking about reform, re-educating, um, relearning the oath that they swore to in any government schools. But that's, I mean, I don't think it's necessary and needs to be done. There need to be no government schools. But anyway, but if it is gonna be any schools there, then people need to know their right. The people that are in those schools need to have a clear knowing of their rights, clear knowing of who can talk to you and why and when they should be talking to you. If you call them, if you didn't call them, I didn't call you here. Well, the neighbor said, what? The neighbor called you. Go to the neighbor's motherfucking house. Why are you at my motherfucking door? You don't even have to ask. I don't need to talk to you. Bye. I don't consent. Bye. So, anyway, they need to be trained on that shit and be held accountable when they, what's it called? Overreach. And then, so they need to be retrained on the Constitution, the oath they swore to, and who they serve. And then and then in the schools, right? And then the money they're allocating to these middlemen or these agents that are only there for greed and pretending like they're actually doing the constitutional thing by making sure that people have the survival needs and things like that, human rights are all protected and stuff like that. They're not. They're like, hey, you have you need to get this, you need to get that, and then we can get. It's like, no, we don't. You just give me what the fuck it belongs to me. But that's the thing. It's like, but that's not fucking. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna completely work. I'm a mother, and I feel like what's gonna be better is that people are, because everybody's on, like, y'all see it. Go on thebornfreemovement.com and you're gonna see everything there. So instead of me talking about it and me running my mouth, because it's getting it's 1 hour and 20 some minutes. So anyway, about this review. So I hope y'all got what I was trying to say, which is that movie was great, and we should not be we can't be moving from a spirit of fear. There's nothing to be scared of. Like I said, they're scared of you. You know what I mean? Honestly, like, they're really scared of you. They're scared of what you might know, or they're scared of their being exposed. And this is the time of truth. So we got God on our side. We got creation on our side. We got technology on our side. Like, you can expose everything and be sitting peacefully at your house. You don't need to be outside with no motherfucking. You don't need to be storming the Capitol. Sit your ass down and get behind that camera, if anything. And then what's it called? There's nothing to be scared of. You have the power to create, what you want. And that's why I said the most powerful thing too is your words, and writing things down and being intentional about what you say. Not, oh, this is what happens, what's gonna happen, like it's negative. No, this is what has happened that might be negative, but this is what we gonna do moving forward, right? Healing and freedom and peace for everybody. It's like, it's not even to get angry at nobody. It's just, that's why I said we got to put that education there so they can be like, because we can. This is what they say in lawfulliving.com. It's incompetence, negligence, or willful criminality. Okay, it could be any three of them. So willful criminality is getting us mad, like, that's what they do. But when you really get in here and you go through what I went through, you realize they just really been trained to do things a certain way, and they just don't. They got they just don't know. And then when you show it to them, some people are like, and then your rights, how that you can just like let them know, hey, tell their insurance company, hey, they made a mistake and file a claim simply. It's like super simple. It's like a 1-page, couple lines, like easy. And then you can get a remedy, like that's simple. We just everybody just talking shit and just not doing nothing. That's what they, it's like the thing will be fixed. You know what I mean? And then so that's a negligent or like, and then the willful criminality part. I'm like, I think this willful criminality was happening to me, or what has happened to me, not anymore. Because, okay, I'll say that sometimes you'll put the information in there. I'm talking about like with the baby, right? Let's talk about that. You put the information, you let them know, they read it, and they're like, oh shit, she's right. A psychopath. Someone who has no empathy and not like, dang, this is just some really good mom and good person really too. Like she's not even doing nothing to people or anything. She's not even doing anything bad to us. She's like, she's calm and courteous. That's what they said in court. She's like, she's very calm and courteous. It's like, and so it's like, let's just dismiss this thing. But they're like, they dismiss it, and I don't know where, like, someone is gonna shine some light on somebody, like, why are we dismissing this? And then it's gonna like, I don't know, maybe the point is that instead of just being like, you know what, yeah, we made a mistake, that's it. That's what I hope happens. It was, some people are gonna be like, okay, let's just say, well, my ex-husband did. It's like people are gonna be like, I'm mad that she's right and I'm wrong and I want to win. It's not about winning. It's just about the best interests of the children. Like, let's do what's good for the children. It's not about winning anything. It's not like nobody's winning here. Like, everybody's got to heal. Like, what are you talking about? That's the winning, is everybody healing, and the children being in their best space, right? But that's what it is. That's why I'm like, you're a psychopath if you the system has to be this psychotic. If you can't be like, it's not about winning, y'all. This is the mother. This is children we're talking about. This is children we're talking about. It's not even about the mother either. It's children we are talking about. So dismiss this shit. Fuck it. We made some mistakes. Let's not do it again. The example at the next motherfucking, I don't know, like, bar. Like, I just imagine maybe there's like a bar like annual thing. It's like, let's bring this story up. The bar annual. Everybody, this is what it is. We're not going to be doing this to people anymore. We cannot violate people. I know people didn't realize this. People, but you know what? Moving forward, let's go. Let's do this right. Justice. Worldwide. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I trust is about to happen. And it ends with us because we just want peace. And like, I'll just leave it at that. The earth provides enough for all of our needs. Enough is enough of government greed. We cannot commodify humans, their babies, even the stuff that God gave us all for free. It's actually written in the Constitution. It is for free. Public services, and the people are not supposed to pay for any of this stuff. The agencies are actually, but they got us believing that we're supposed to pay for these utilities and things of that nature too. Like, what? Like, they took it from us. Like, what? It's literally written in there, but nobody's reading. So anyway, so like I said, y'all want to know more when it comes to all of that stuff? I'm more of a spiritual and practical solution kind of gal. So that's what I do. But lawfulliving.com. Lawfulliving.com. Go over there and get free. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. If y'all didn't see that movie, go check it out because it's good. Peace and love.